Hi guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here for a bit of a sort of different spin on the whole book page collage sheets that we made last year, which were inspired by Joey DeFee. So what I've got here, these are a bunch of printables that, you know, I've kind of used when I was making printables, where some, you know, have turned out right, some haven't, you know, things like that. And I thought this was going to be a brilliant project to use some of these sheets. So obviously, you know, they're all double-sided. They've all got things on the back, which, you know, for me, they just feel like things that actually I otherwise wouldn't perhaps have much use for. So I'm just going to cut some out. Obviously, most of them have been printed borderless, but some of them, obviously, I've either forgotten to set the printer borderless, or, you know, sometimes you set it, but the printer just ignores you, and, you know, that kind of scenario. So I'm just going to get rid of borders and, yeah, put those in the bin as we go, like that. And I will try and remember to link, I think I've done a couple of the whole book page collage sheets before. So I will try and remember to link some of those, you know, down below. And I will also try and remember to link Joey's original video. Again, I'm just going to put it out there that, you know, if I forget, it's not intentional. I just am absolutely rubbish at remembering. And also, if I do forget, please just, you know, nudge me. And you know, I can just link that kind of after, you know, after the video goes up. So, yeah. Now, I thought what I would do is be a bit brave and mix some colours up. So I've got here some teals, and I'm going to try and mix them a bit with the pinks and the reds. So I don't know how it's going to look, but yeah, I thought let's be brave. Let's mix up and do some different kinds of colours and things than, you know, perhaps I would ordinarily do. So like that. So obviously, you know, these are kind of going to be in these large chunks, you know, more like a sort of book page. So I'm not saying that they are actually book page sizes, but I mean, obviously I'm being guided by the fact that they're all from an A4 sheet in the first place, but I'm just keeping them largish and also keeping them, you know, rectangular. So, you know, rather than like a conventional sort of collage where, of course, you know, maybe would tear, you know, that's my personal kind of preference, is to tear it down. And obviously on smaller sheets, and then you stick them onto like another sheet of paper. These are going to form the sheet of paper, if you see what I mean. So, yeah, that's going to actually be our sheet. So, yeah. Now, I did try one of these the other day and, you know, was really pleased with how it looked. So, yeah, I thought that I would come along and just share the process really with you guys, because hopefully you guys will actually really like it as well. So, I've got this sheet here as well, and I'm just, again, going to just cut that down. You know, I don't know whether I even would want this, but just, you know, just in case we do, because it might be good to have a, you know, more neutrally looking sheet, I guess, mixed in there as well, because otherwise it's quite full on with the teal and the reds, which, you know, I mean, I love bright colours and things, so for me that's no problem, but I realise that that might not be everybody's cup of tea. Okay, right, I've also got another invoice sheet here in my lap, so should I need any more, then of course we can do that. Right, okay, let's get started. So the only thing is, when you make these, they're massive, obviously, and, you know, they do take up a lot of room on the desk, which, you know, when you're then doing a video, it can be pretty tricky, you know, actually fitting them in so that everyone can see. So, yeah, just kind of like apologise now if, you know, if the view is not as good as I would hope. So, all right, so let's just get gluing and sticking. So just pop that one down, and I'm not doing these in any particular kind of order or anything. I'm just trying to literally get them stuck down first, so I've got like a starting point. This is going to end up a big, you know, a massive great big sheet, hopefully. You know, so I just want to kind of like really get everything kind of stuck on there. So I'm trying not to overthink it, too much, but just trying to actually just get some bits, you know, glued down. So let's just glue down that like that. Okay, like that. Okie dokie. And you know what you're looking to do is hopefully kind of have a bit of overlapping going on, because the overlapping is what's going to give your paper a bit more strength and rigidity. So, you know, I find, yeah, probably kind of the best way to do it is, yeah, just try and kind of focus on a bit of, you know, overlapping really. So, because then they're going to be stronger to be able to use, you know, when you come to use them in a project. And again, I've no clue what I'm going to use these for yet. So I'm just hoping that I'm going to get some form of inspiration, you know, and something will come to me. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure that we'll think of something to use them for. Hopefully anyway. So, right, let's just go down here. Again, then just... And I mean, don't worry too much about your gluing, because, you know, you can always obviously, you know, fill in some glue afterwards. If you've got like the odd corner peeling up or anything, then, you know, you could always just fill that in. You don't have to be kind of too worried. So, right, now I'm thinking that would be better like that. It's a bit of a shame that it doesn't just fit like that, because it then cuts that bird's head off. I wonder what the other size ones were that I cut out from that sheet. So, oh, that's a bit better, isn't it? So yeah, I'm just going to literally snip off a tiny slither from here, like that. Okay. I mean, obviously, like you can see, you know, these are literally just from all my pages from when I'm, you know, making printables. You know, so this is a really great way to use some of those up. You know, if you're like me and you've got kind of excess printed bits, this is a good way to use some of those. Right, I've actually had to go now over the edge, but you know, that's fine. I don't mind too much. So let's have a bit more red going on, I think, over on this side. So yeah, let's have that one down there, or do we want that underneath? No. Okay. It's hard not to overthink these types of things, to be honest. You know, try as you might. I think our natural kind of instinct is to, you know, to overthink it. Well, my natural instinct definitely seems to be to overthink it. So yeah, hopefully I'm not alone. Hopefully kind of that's a thing that lots of us do. Right, kind of thinking maybe have this one maybe sideways. Oh, I'm not sure now. Oh, I've gone into overthinking mode, which, yeah, never good. Never good. Maybe something like that. Yeah, so let's just, again, just glue this one down. Okie dokie. Like that. Okay. So obviously I've got like gaps here with no glue, so I just kind of fill them in like that. Okay, and then, yep, I'm just going to have this one. So I'm having this one here. Can't remember now really how I thought I'd have it, but yeah, I've gone into overthinking mode again, so I must stop it. Oh, so hard not to. Honestly, so hard not to. Okay. So yeah, let's just pop that down there, I think. Like that, and then yeah, obviously need to glue this patch here. Okay. And then should we have maybe this like that. Maybe we should have something like this. Oh, how gorgeous does that look? I mean, I hope that this is all kind of like picking up on camera because it looks really pretty here in the flesh. So yeah, I really hope that it's kind of like coming across on the camera. Okay. So having that one here. Like that. And then this one over. Yeah, I really, really love these colours together, I have to say. They look so, so, so pretty. You know, together they just, oh, look really lovely. And they're not typical colours that you would necessarily put together. But wow, they look gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous when they're put together. Love, love, love those kind of pinks and teals. They, yeah, really kind of complement each other really, really well. Okay, so again, just having to move this along because it is very tricky to, you know, to fit this all in, I must say. So I'm thinking maybe we need it like, maybe just like that. And then I wonder whether we need another red piece, just like on the edge or something. Just trying to like finish it off with a sort of squarish edge. So deciding which is better, whether to do, well, that's a shame that that's not quite big enough. Yeah, then we're going to have a bit of an overdose of the teal down this end if I'm not careful. So yeah, let's just, oh, this is a bit tricky now. I've now gone into full-blown overthinking, you know, which I was so not wanting to do, but it's just hard not to be honest. Yeah, very difficult not to. So I'm thinking maybe the bird there, or maybe lower. Maybe like that, and then what am I going to put in that space? Nope. Oh dear, I'm failing miserably with this whole not overthinking thing, aren't I? It's just completely overthinking everything now. Ah, like that, I think. So, right, need to be a bit methodical here about how I'm gluing it down. So let's take this piece here. And yeah, let's just glue it to here. Right. So that piece, like that. Right, okay, so that one's there. Then we want to go over with this one. So this one now needs to just go down onto there. Like that, okay. Oh dear. Oops, let's try and put that so it's roughly up here. This is not great. It's not gone how the one that I made off camera went, which of course went much better. You know, because it's just typical, isn't it, that if you're doing it on camera, of course it's not going to go as smoothly as it would off camera. So yeah, what am I doing? I want to put these bits here. These bits here. I have to bear in mind that I've got like a space here. So yeah, just kind of trying to mind out for where that space will be. Okay. Right. Like that. Okay. So, and then we're going to have this bird there, I think. Do we want it lower? Oh! This is proving very difficult now. Yeah, just wondering, because sorry, I've got one one piece left, which I'm thinking, I wonder if I should cut this down. Whether we could just have a bit of this pieced in anywhere. Or who knows, perhaps we don't really need it. Oh, maybe like that. That's pretty, isn't it? Yeah, okay, right. So let's just piece this in. Oh, sorry, I've picked up hot glue threads now onto my glue stick. Not glue stick, but you know, glue. So, okay, let's get that one down here. Like that. Oh dear. Oh dear. This is now turning into, you know, disaster video. Okay, right. And yeah, we can have that one. Do we want it down there or up higher? Maybe up higher actually. Otherwise it's kind of in line with the other bird image, which that's just a bit weird, isn't it? So yeah, okay. Right, okay. So get this one put down like that. Again, just kind of spread that out a bit with the glue spreader. And then I'm going to move this back along because I've just got this little corner here which I just want to fill in. So let me just move the camera slightly up higher. I know this is very tricky to fit in, I'm afraid. It's obviously it's a massive piece. So of course it's now not, you know, not really fitting at all onto the table. Or certainly it's not fitting onto the table and in the camera. Okay, so let's pop that down like that. Just wanted to have it kind of like squared off a bit at the edges. So like that. And then what I'll do is, of course, oops, just glue this down. Okay, like that. And then this obviously as well has got like a big edge. Okay, right. Okay, got there eventually. So this is my whole great big masterboard now. So let me just kind of like drag it along and show you. So absolutely so gorgeous, isn't it? Now I'm sure you're probably wondering, as am I, what am I going to use this for? Oh, I'm not quite sure, to be honest. Yeah, so I'm going to clear off a little bit of room. And then I'm going to come along back and we're going to decorate it up, I think, with some little bits and pieces so that we could cut this down and use it as things. Or I'm thinking we could kind of maybe go turn it over and cover the back, which, I mean, how eclectic does the back look? Yeah, I mean, obviously I wouldn't use the back, but, you know, to make like some sort of cover or something. I'm not sure that would work brilliantly, it's got to be said. Yeah, we probably are better off kind of using it this way around, I think. So, yeah, so I will just dig out some bits and pieces and then we'll come back. Right, I'm back. It's actually the next day, so, yep, I got kind of waylaid. So, yep, I'm back on the next day. And I've got a whole bunch of different things here that I fussy cut out that I thought we could just play around with. I've got more fussy cuts kind of, you know, sat beside me and things like that. But yeah, let's just kind of get making some little bits and pieces just with some of these bits. Now, I want to try and be a bit experimental, a bit kind of different, not just going for kind of, you know, the typical, oh, you know, that's going to look good. I want to try and push myself a little bit to, yeah, just use things that perhaps, you know, aren't the automatic, oh, that's going to go. So I'm just going to, yeah, grab a few little bits and pieces from all of these things. So, and these come from a variety of different kits in my shop. So yeah, I've got like the glue book favorites. I've got these, which I can't remember the name of, I'm afraid. But yeah, I've got kind of all different little bits and pieces here. Just anything that I thought, you know, I could possibly kind of make something pretty from. Then yeah, I just pulled it out and yeah, just dragged it along thinking, you know, possibly it would work. So yeah, just Just want to be experimental, you know, so as I end up with, I mean, hopefully a really kind of eclectic mix of stuff rather than just, you know, everything looking the same. I want it to all be quite, you know, different, I guess, and unique. So I've also got some fabric here, and I've also got some doilies, which this is the food coloured doily. And again, I mean, this has obviously got shades of pink, as you can probably see. And so I just thought, you know, this is going to be just perfect to use. And it's just kind of, yeah, just blending in and lending itself perfectly to this, isn't it? So let's get sticking some bits down. Now, I don't know whether I'm better off actually positioning the bits down and then, you know, then gluing them on, or whether I should just get glue in first of all. I think what I'll do is I'm going to glue the doily pieces down. I actually can't tell whether I'm doing this up the right way or the wrong way. It's lost its kind of like feeling, if you know what I mean. It's yeah, it feels kind of the same on either side, which is a bit strange. Actually, I'm going to have it like that, a bit more kind of off at the corner, otherwise it's like it's been too intentionally put there. So, and I think we'll just, I mean, I know that's very close to the other one, but I quite liked it there, weirdly enough. So yeah, I'm just going to put that down there. And, you know, I really don't want to spend too long kind of worrying about how these things are put on. I just want to kind of just position them anywhere really. So I don't want to, yeah, because as soon as you start overthinking it, then that's it. You know, for me anyway, I find then I'm straight away, I'm down that slippery slope, and it's really hard to return from there. So yeah, let's just take this piece. I'm just gluing them on anywhere, or, you know, anyhow, perhaps I should say, not, well, yeah, anywhere and anyhow. So hopefully, yeah, we're going to have just a really good mix of spaces with doily. So yeah, I quite like that one down there. I'm so sorry that this is perhaps not in the best. I've tried to, yeah, raise the camera. I've raised it now a little bit more. I think that's probably as high as I can get it, because if it goes any higher, it starts going off to the left of the desk, and then, you know, I'm not on the left of the desk, if you see what I mean, and I've got no space there. So it becomes then, you know, unviewable. Let me just try a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, that's as high as we're going to get. So it's such a massive piece. It's really, really hard to actually, of course, you know, fit everything in. So yeah, I really am so sorry about that. It's just very difficult to actually, you know, fit it in really. Now, I've also got this gorgeous polka dot ribbon, which again, how beautiful does that look on here? So I definitely want to include some ribbon along here as well. So whether I want to put that like that, okay, like that. Actually, I'm going to cut this down a bit, because to be honest, it probably, yeah, I don't, yeah, I'm going to cut this down here. Oops. Not ideal cutting it once I've tried to glue it in place, is it? I don't know why I didn't really think to cut it down first of all. Right, let's pop this on. Love all these colours. They're just gorgeous, aren't they? It's nice working with different colours, isn't it? And yeah, just kind of doing something really completely different to anything else. So I'm going to just put this piece of ribbon over here. That's just that little piece that I had as an offcut. So yep, that one down there. Definitely going to put more of the ribbon on, because my goodness, doesn't that just look so pretty? Absolutely love it. Oh my goodness, how gorgeous does that teacup set look on there? So oops, again, just now I would love to stitch all of this you know, on the sewing machine, just in kind of random places. My fear is this is massive, and you know, I'm going to really struggle to put this through the sewing machine in any way, shape or form. So I think what I'm going to have to do is probably cut it down, you know, into pieces that I'm going to be using, and then, you know, put it down the sewing, or put it through the sewing machine after that. Because yeah, I'm definitely going to struggle, you know, putting it through as it is, I think. So yeah, that's a bit of a shame, isn't it? But I wasn't sure whether to cover those birds up. I've decided to go for it and just cover them up, because they're going to perhaps cause me problems, you know, if I'm kind of leaving them visible, if you see what I mean. So I'm just going to layer up a couple of things on top. So like that. Okay. Oh, let's get some more ribbon in. Should we just have that piece going off there? Like that. Yeah, aren't these colours just so yummy? I mean, I really do love, you know, the excuse to use colour. I mean, not really that you need an excuse, obviously, but, you know, it's just lovely, isn't it, if you can use colour at all. Now, I've got this little tiny scrap of fabric here. This was just laying around on my desk, but I thought, actually, I think this would, you know, work quite well on this as well. So, yeah, I think let's just have this somewhere. Now, where do we want this? That's the question. Wondering whether I should just kind of place this just anywhere. Oh, it's hard to see because obviously I've got all my bits laying around on there, so perhaps I should move some of those off. Maybe that would make it a little bit easier to kind of see where I'm heading. Oh, let's have it here. So, and again, I mean, I'm just using my tacky glue to stick everything down at the moment. Oops. Like that. Okay, I haven't decided what I'm going to be doing with this at the end. Yeah, I just wanted to make something really lovely to look at. So yeah, we'll decide what we're going to make with it, you know, once it's made, if you see what I mean. So I mean, it probably, you know, probably just going to cut it up and make some bits of ephemera, I would imagine. But yeah, could I guess use it for a variety of things. I mean, I tend to shy away from using things like this as covers, because personally, I mean, I just find that they're then, you know, the pieces are wanting to lift. And of course, you could go in and kind of glue down some of the bits and, you know, make sure that they're properly adhered to the page. But yeah, I just, personally, I kind of struggle with that a little bit. But, you know, there's no reason why you couldn't use it as, you know, more like ephemera type pieces, really. More like covers, really, rather than ephemera pieces. Okay. Got a lot of threads there, so I just pull a couple of those threads off. Okay, and yeah, let's just pull in a couple more. Oh my goodness, how scrummy does that look? I love it. Now, the only thing is I'm covering up that doily somewhat, so I mean, I could put it kind of that way round, to be fair, because when we cut this into ephemera pieces, there's no reason why I couldn't then, you know, do it sideways on. Yeah, I'm not sure. Or perhaps I should just have it down there. Okay. Like that. How gorgeous does that look? Absolutely love it. I've also got my little ivory frames, so I'm thinking, because I want to make this quite cluttery. I mean, we did some sort of similar things to this with our book page, whole book page masterboards, you know, last year. So yeah, I want to kind of do similar thing in that, you know, we're going to just make it super cluttery, super, you know, yeah, filled with fun and, you know, all good yummy things to use, really. So I'm just, again, trying not to think about what I'm putting where or anything else, but just get the things all stuck down, just anywhere and everywhere, you know, where I kind of think, oh, potentially that might look nice there, then, you know, just going for it and putting it on. So like that. Okay. Had this, which I thought was rather nice. Maybe I will put it like that. Although actually now I've taken it off, I can't help but think that looks better perhaps without that. Oh, I don't know now. Perhaps I have this one down here. So let me just move this up. Honestly, I can't tell you how much I'm struggling to actually fit this on camera. So I really hope that, you know, you can kind of see what I'm doing. It's so massive. It's, yeah, huge. Absolutely huge. You know, very, very long. So, yeah, I do really apologise. Right. Thinking that maybe over there. Again, I really like the kind of layered look. So, you know, I think it's really fun to actually like layer your pieces up onto other, you know, other pieces. So that's all I'm kind of doing, is just basically layering things up on top of one another. So like this, and then just layer up one of these little pieces. Oops, I've now picked the wrong piece, haven't I? Have I? I'm not sure whether I have or not, to be honest. I mean, we could probably have that. To be honest, I might put this somewhere else. I might put this here, like that, and go for one that this, you know, is this way up. I think would be better. I don't know whether I had one that way up in the first place or not. I feel like I did, but I might be completely wrong now. I'm so sorry if you can hear loads of noise outside. It sounds like the bin men. It's not bin day, but yeah, who knows? Maybe they're out there doing something, or perhaps it's, you know, perhaps someone's having something delivered, like, I don't know, a bag of cement or something, because it's got that sort of noise to it. So yeah, I do apologise if it's really loud. Obviously it wasn't doing that when I first started doing the video, so I do apologise. Right, I'm just going to cut off a couple of bits of this ribbon. That I can just then, you know, dot around in a couple of places, because I think the ribbon just looks really pretty. So I'm going to have that, I think, there. Okay, like that. Okay, and then definitely want some more bits of ribbon. So, oh, perhaps a bit there. So this little piece of fabric's not wanting to stick down at that corner. Let me just, yeah. I'm just, like I say, using my tacky glue for everything at the moment. You know, that I'm sticking down on here. But, you know, it doesn't matter, because, you know, the chances are we're going to be sort of reinforcing all of these things anyway. So, right, let's have this piece down here. Love the colours that this is using at the moment. It just looks very, very pretty. Okay, move it back along. Let's just do a little bit of ribbon, maybe coming out that side. That's pretty, doesn't it? And I also had brought along some lace. Kind of like lace trim, so I'm going to dig that, or not dig it out, but yeah, it's in my lap. Going to pull that out in a second. So that's quite pretty up there, isn't it, on top of that bow. Let's put that there. Okay, like that. Okay. Right, now I've got some other sort of bows and things like that here, so I might want to kind of put some of those on in a couple of places, because like I say, I'm wanting to hopefully get, you know, really an abundance of different kind of layers and things. Now this is the trim that I bought along that I thought would look good. So let's just cut out a couple of bits. Okay. Right, okay. Now I might want to trim this down further. It's just, you know, this is just my first kind of bash really. So, oh, that looks quite nice over there, doesn't it? Yeah, I quite like how that looks. Now, just wondering what else I'm going to put on here as well. Oops, I forgot that I had all that other stuff to the side of me. I was like absorbed in what we were doing and totally forgot that actually I've got all this still sat here that we've not even tucked into at all. Tucked into like it's a meal. It feels a bit like a meal sometimes, doesn't it? Right, making a meal of it anyway. Right, oh gosh. It's always hard to see whether you're putting the lace trim on, you know, upside down or not, I think. Right. So I've put that there. Just put a little blue flower, I think, at the end of there. Okay. Like that. Oops. Doesn't seem to want to stick down, but hopefully it will. Yeah, hopefully it will stick. I would use my hot glue, you know, because that's definitely the glue that, you know, I find works really well and works best. I'm not using it so much because if I'm sewing through some of these bits, you know, personally, I just find that my sewing machine maybe, you know, doesn't really like the hot glue too much. So yeah, that's why I'm kind of shying away from using the hot glue, because that would definitely be my glue of choice really with a project like this if I weren't going to be using the sewing machine at all. So in case you're kind of wondering why I'm not using the hot glue, that's why. Just because I think the sewing machine's not really going to like the hot glue so much. Right. Wondering whether I could have another teacup on here because that looks cute. Okay. So yeah, these teacups and things, they're from one of my Glue Book favourite sets. And I'm so sorry, I have totally lost track of what set they're actually from. So yeah, I couldn't tell you, I'm afraid, what set they're from. But they're definitely, they are from one of those sets. So yeah, it kind of gets like that in the end. You just lose track of, well, of everything if you're me, but okay. They're one of my latest sets, so yeah, it might be like set 6 or something like that. I'm not sure. There we go. Okay. So, do I want those? No, I don't think I do. Right, I've got some other bits and pieces as well. Oh, and also I wanted to put some butterflies on, and we've had no butterflies so far. Oh, I have got that cute little bunny. Oh, I've got a Paris. Let's see what else we've got. Got one of these. I may be moving away from the types of things that we've got by putting some of these things down. I mean, I know I want to do eclectic, but, you know, I don't want it to look ridiculous, if you know what I mean. Which, you know, it's maybe veering down the ridiculous route at the moment. Yeah, and even that Paris, although it doesn't look so bad up there, I guess. I don't know, it's a bit navy bluish, isn't it? Well, I mean, it is completely navy blue, but, you know, I just mean, oh, maybe the navy blue, you know, doesn't really look as good as I'd hoped. So let's pull out these. I mean, you know, although I want to go eclectic, I want it to obviously look usable, because, you know, sometimes you can kind of think, oh, I'm going to do something really wild, but actually, you know, I then just won't really ever feel happy with it. And then, you know, of course, I'm not then going to want to use it. So, you know, you've got to draw the line, I suppose. It's all very well being wild, but, you know, being wild and then making completely unusable bits is, you know, it's probably pointless, isn't it? Okay. Right, so that's those. Now let me pull in some butterflies, because definitely I want to use some butterflies. And the other thing that actually I brought along, which I thought would go really nicely with the colours, is some of my you know, perfect pocket pieces. So again, I think this is perfect pocket set 5 or 6, but again, I really apologise because I actually can't remember off the top of my head, so I really do apologise for that. So let's just cut out a couple of these. Oh, I'm so sorry, I think that's my door. Hold on. Sorry about that. That was the postman just bringing something for my son, so that needed kind of signing for. So yeah, right. And I grabbed a cup of tea then whilst I was downstairs. So yeah, that's now also squashed on the desk, but don't worry, I will be finished that very quickly. So right, just cutting out a couple of these bits very quickly. I love all these kind of long well, I mean, they're not overly long, but you know, these kind of pieces to be able to put onto things, because they're a bit like the butterflies in that they seem to just look good everywhere you put them. So yeah, you can always find a place to squeeze one of these kind of long, I don't know, like tags or labels. I'm not sure what you'd call them really, but yeah, I think they just always find a space for them, and they always do look good. So just cut out a couple of butterflies, you know, because I'm just trying to get tons of things in here really, so that, yeah, it's going to look very interesting when we kind of cut it up. Oh, I feel like a bit nervous. And actually I've got one of these still would you believe, beside my desk, that we did a really long time ago on camera, and to be honest, it's just getting damaged and sort of crumpled up on the edges, but still needs cutting. So I'm hoping actually this is going to spur me on to go back to that. I'm not going to use the red, I don't think, to go back to that and pull that back out, because again, absolutely loved doing it. And I actually made a digi from it, so you know, possibly some of you maybe remember it was a really cluttered kind of collage, whole page, book page collage. And I absolutely loved it. But yeah, I've never really had the chance to actually go back to it and finish it off or do anything with it. And subsequently, because obviously this is such a big sheet, and you know, as that is as well, it's actually quite tall, and it's got quite torn and damaged on the top. So perhaps this will spur me on to actually pull that out and do something with it, because I mean, we'll have to do a bit of a repair job on it because it has got quite damaged, but you know, maybe some of it will be salvageable. I haven't even looked at it for a long time, so I couldn't even tell you whether it's like beyond salvaging, or whether it's still kind of at a stage where it could be salvaged. But yeah, perhaps I'll have to dig that back out and do something with that, and then also of course do something straight away with this before this also ends up just sat beside my desk and, you know, ends up getting kind of squashed and spoiled really. There's always so many different projects to try, aren't there? I mean, I think, you know, as crafters, I don't know about you, but you know, I watch all these amazing videos and, you know, kind of, I don't know, see things on Pinterest, and you know, I just want to then try everything, and it's like, oh, try that, I'll try that, I'll try that, and you know, there's not time to try every single thing, and also not time then to maybe finish any single thing. So yeah, that's kind of a little bit what ends up happening, is I start something, you know, that I've seen and I think, oh, I really want to do that, and then I don't end up actually finishing it. So yeah, need to get back to finishing some stuff. Now I've also got my circles, so I'm just going to cut these out. These are the kind of larger ones. Okay, like that. And again, I mean, I just grabbed these when you know, as I got back from letting the postman in, and I just thought that these particular ones were a perfect colour, you know, colour match with this. So I'll just quickly cut out a couple of those. Okay, right. I've got a couple more, but yeah, I'll come to those when I need them. So let me just finish my tea. Well, that was probably a bit ambitious to actually try and finish it because there's a whole cup still sat there, but I've had a sip anyway. Right, now, what were we doing? So, we've got these bits here. Okay, right. So, let's see. See whether we might want to have... Oh, that looks good on there, doesn't it? Yeah, I like that on there. So, where have I put my glue now? Okay. So, still just sticking with the tacky glue, you know. I mean, obviously, you know, when you come to use these bits, you could always then, you know, re-go over them with stronger glue. Once you've cut it out and, you know, done your stitching and decide, you know, oh, I'm not going to be sewing through that or anything. If it's not really adhered properly, you could always kind of go back over with your stronger glue. Oh my goodness, how lovely does that look there? Yeah, love how that looks. Now, just wondering whether I want to have possibly a little label there to the side as well. Like I say, I love the layered up kind of look. You know, if you just layer up some of your, some of your little bits and pieces. Sorry, I've got the stick pin from what was in the glue. Just then was kind of like stuck over the piece. Yeah, I love layering up pieces. I think it's just, you know, it makes for a really interesting look, and, you know, it kind of just alters the way everything kind of appears. So don't be afraid to kind of, you know, add layers or, you know, layer things up, because you might actually find that, to be honest, you know, you end up with things that you never in a million years had kind of planned, but they look so awesome for having, you know, having put those layers down. I mean, that, for instance, hopefully is on camera. It looks on my end like it is. You know, it just looks so pretty. I mean, the fan on its own is pretty, but once you've layered it up with a couple of pieces, and then like here with this little rose, layer it up further like that, it just kind of brings more to it, doesn't it? And it just makes it, you know, stands out, or yeah, makes it stand out. And yeah, just makes more of it, makes it more interesting, all that kind of good stuff. So I don't know whether I want to have that bow now. I don't think that's quite the right colour still. So I've got a couple of kind of brown butterflies, which I thought would look quite good. Again, I'm now going into silly overthinking mode, which I had tried so hard not to do. And yeah, of course it was going to happen at some point, wasn't it? I wasn't going to, you know, manage to do the whole thing without going into that, I'm sure. Okay, so I've got a couple of these gorgeous labels, which we'll just kind of, yeah, just place around, I think. So, oh, that one's gorgeous over there. Oops, I've got another one of the circles. So perhaps we should have a little circle down here or something, or maybe on there. Or maybe even on this side, who knows? I mean, to be honest, it's looking quite nice everywhere I put it. It's one of those tricky situations where actually it looks nice everywhere. You know. Okay. So just put that label down like that. Okay. And then this little circle. I might prefer to have it up this end, actually. Yeah, might prefer to have it on that end. Now, we haven't got much lace going on along this section, so I definitely want to put some lace pieces. Now, how should we have the lace? Maybe some there. That looks quite pretty. So again, just kind of like you know, just glue it in the sort of most solidy parts like that. Okay. And just, yeah, just have it like that, I think. So, okay, that looks pretty. And then, I mean, we could even like layer some lace, some ribbon, I guess, over that lace. That looks pretty, doesn't it? It's possibly a bit much here because I would have ribbon either side, but yeah, maybe I do want to do that, you know, somewhere else. Did I not glue this down? Must have not glued that down. I think that might have been when the postman actually rang on the door. So, yeah. Okay. Well, he didn't actually ring on the door, to be fair. He'd just knocked, which was why I wasn't quite sure whether I'd heard something or not. You know, being kind of 2 floors down. Right, I just finished my tea. Yeah, I could just kind of hear something vaguely. And I thought, oh, you know, that could have been the postman. And yeah, it was. Okay. Put that bow there. And then this little circle. And we could even have the circle like on the bow, maybe. That looks quite cute. Again, I don't know why I've put that sideways on. You know, the circle, not the bow. Although maybe the bow as well. Who knows? Oh, no, I don't know. I've gone into overthinking mode, which I was so determined not to do. But it happened so quick. Just before you know it, it's like, oops, I'm overthinking it. Right. Oh, that little flower's just come off. So the one that we put on over on that side. So let me just glue that back down. Like I say, I mean, once I've decided where I'm actually stitching and things, I may well then, you know, hot glue that down, and then it's going to be properly stuck. So it's only moving around at the moment because it's not, you know, not actually glued down. Right, thought we'd have a bit of lace up here because we were a little bit lacking in the lace kind of department. So yeah, let's just, oops, put some of this down. Oh, again, just struggling to find which is the right and the wrong way. I think this is the wrong way, you know, i.e. the underside. So yeah, let's just pop some glue along there. Okay, like that. And then, yeah, really quite like that ribbon kind of going alongside. I just want to cut the shaped end. You don't have to do that, but I think it does look pretty. Okay, like that. Oops. Okay, right, and now what did I do with that other? Because I had 2 of those little blue flowers. I don't know what I did with the other one. Maybe it's in my lap. No, can't see it there. I don't know. Who knows what happened to that other blue flower that, you know, that I had just now. Right, and I've just got this final piece of lace, which of course, you know, I don't want to waste. So, yeah, we'll have that somewhere. Now, do I want to have it here or kind of like, I think I'm going to have it here actually. So, again, just glue that down like that. Okay. Okay, so that looks pretty, doesn't it? Now, I feel I don't have quite enough going on here. Yep, I know you're probably thinking, what's she talking about? She's got tons of stuff on there, but hey, enough is never enough. So let's just see. I've got my bright roses. Now, I'm not saying that any of these are going to be quite suitable, but again, you know, if you don't try, you just don't know, do you? So I'm going to just, yeah, have a look. I mean, definitely some of the pink ones look like they're going to be good on here, don't they? So, yep. Oops. Okay, I mean, probably not the blue or the orange or anything, because, yeah, they're probably a bit bit strange colour combinations. Now I've got my bright roses. So again, let's just see. That's quite nice on there actually. Wouldn't have necessarily thought that it would have looked good, but actually it does. Probably not that one. Let's just see. Oh. Just see whether I want any of these. I'm so sorry about this. Yeah, you've got to, you know, try out all different things, haven't you? So, you know, sometimes you just don't know until you kind of pull them in. Right, okay, so these, obviously I've cut these on the Scan and Cut, and I overheard Martina, well, not overheard her, but, you know, heard her talking on a video about her Scan and Cut the other day. Martina over at Teal and Tattered. Yeah, and she was saying the same thing as me, that, you know, it's not incredibly accurate sometimes. I mean, sometimes it is, but yeah, sometimes it kind of isn't that brilliant. I mean, obviously it depends how dark your pieces are, and I guess, to be fair, you know, it gets confused because if you've got, you know, like where there's different lines in a leaf, for instance, I suppose, you know, it must be hard for the machine to kind of know which bit you're actually wanting to cut, if you see what I mean. So yeah, I mean, obviously that seems to be what happens, is it doesn't then really know, you know, where to cut and where not to cut. So I'm going to put this little rose down here, I think, because this is very blue in this corner and I feel it needs a little bit of pink adding to it. So hopefully you guys can see. Okay. So just pop that one down there. Like that. Now, I hadn't realised that I hadn't stuck these on, so I'm just going to stick that one there. And then this label. Okay. Love how that looks. That's so gorgeous. Right, now my butterfly, I'm kind of wondering whether I just would like to have it like half. I know that's just incredibly strange, but you know, sometimes I think that's quite nice just to have like half the butterfly. But the only thing is, I don't know how I'm cutting this yet, which it's all very well, but then if my piece is not really cut quite, you know, like in half, if you see what I mean, I could just end up with some weird, you know, just totally random half a butterfly, which, yeah, I guess that is a bit strange. So perhaps I should play it safe and, you know, do it as a whole. But yeah, I do like doing just half a butterfly, you know, a bit like how I do half the labels. I mean, I love that kind of look with just half the label. I think it's really cool. And yeah, I think maybe it's not appropriate here because I don't know where my pieces will be cut, in which case, you know, I could just end up with a really strange kind of like half a butterfly, you know, which then I guess that's very weird, isn't it? I mean, like here, where this is kind of on the edge of the page, I could do it there. So let's just cut that down. Because it's on the edge of the page anyway. So, I mean, I know for a fact that is going to be on the edge because it's on the edge. Whereas if I put it cut in half anywhere else, it, you know, it could just end up, it's like half a butterfly for no reason. Unless I tuck it onto something, if you see what I mean. So like here, I could tuck it onto there. And then it's, you know, it could be like that butterfly is then actually kind of like tucked in behind that piece, if you see what I mean. So yeah, that's quite a nice way to do it if I wanted to, you know, just have the half a butterfly appearance. Or I could put it like here. That's quite nice. I mean, I just wouldn't put it like totally nowhere, if you know what I mean. But that's butted up against this straight edge, so it feels a bit more plausible to have half a butterfly there. Right, let's now cut these little roses out. Okay. I mean, the good thing is the scan and cut, I mean, it does, you know, it has cut most of this. So, I mean, even now, I'm only having to then trim the very slightest bits, which is still, you know, a whole lot quicker than cutting out the entire flower from scratch. So, you know, even if it's a little bit inaccurate, it's still better if you're doing a lot. I mean, I still love fussy cutting, and, you know, I still do tons of it. Like in the evening, if we're watching TV and things, you know, it's a great thing to do. But, you know, equally, if you do have a lot of it to do, or, you know, you're working on a big project and things, and so you haven't really got time to be necessarily doing all the fussy cutting, it's just going to help cut down on some of your time, you know, to actually have a bunch of your pieces ready cut. So, yeah. Okay, right. Those off. Now, where do I want to have these couple of roses? Let's just see. Put my stick pin in my glue so as I don't forget about that. I must transfer that into my sugar bell bottle. Oh, I've been saying that for ages now as well. That's quite pretty there. Yeah, I quite like that little rose there. So let's just pop that one down. And obviously as well, I mean, I've not inked any of these bits or anything. So, you know, a lot of these might have white space showing and things, you know, like for instance here, it's got quite a bit of white showing. So, I mean, again, once I come to actually, you know, make something with this, the chances are I'm going to actually ink it up. So, you know, these bits might look a bit more seamless anyway. So, right, the final one, I was thinking kind of maybe somewhere over here, but you know, because I've got like a big space over there. So, yeah, let's just put it over there, shall we? Okay. Like that. Okie dokie. Right. Do we think this has now got enough stuff, or do we think it needs even more? Would you, you know, would you think? I mean, it's hard to know where you're going to squash anything else, to be honest, you know, and I'm sure that many of you are thinking that, oh, what's going on with her? Why does she, you know, where does she think she's even going to squash anything else? Yes, I know exactly what you mean. But, you know, I do really like to clutter things up quite a bit. So I'm just going to pull in this and just see if I want anything else. No, not from that one. Let me pull in this one. No. I've got another one of these. I've got that little butterfly piece, which I really love these. Well, let's just cut these down and see. And to be fair, I mean, maybe one of those browny kind of butterfly might look good. I just love the colours that are going on here so much. It just looks so pretty. So pretty. I mean, there's no point me saying, oh, they're my type of colours, because, you know, I'm sure that you must all think, well, what's she talking about? She says all the colours are her type of colours. But the truth is, that's the point. I love all colour, so I struggle to then pick a favourite, you know. That's the truth, is actually, yeah, most of these colours I could kind of claim to be my type of colour, because actually I love all colours, really. Okay. Like that. Ooh, oh my goodness, what's going on? Okay. Right. Yeah, I just thought this might look quite nice somewhere. Oh, it looks lovely on there, doesn't it? Okay, right, where's my glue? Oh, so put it in the carrier bag beside me. Yep. So again, just place that down there. Okay, right. Let's now quickly do this, which will probably be, I think, the last thing I'm going to glue on here, but And, you know, who knows, when I've cut this out actually and place it around, maybe I'll think actually it doesn't really belong on here at all. I mean, at the moment, I'm thinking it's going to go on here, but yeah, who knows. Might have to backtrack and think, oh, it just looks rubbish. It goes nowhere. Nowhere on here at all. Okay. Oops. Okay, right. Let's have a look and see, where would we put this? You know, if at all. Oh, I forgot to put this one down as well. So I'll just quickly pop this one down. Okay. Oh dear. I'm wiping glue all around my piece. Oh, let's wipe the glue off. Okay, so we've got that one. And yeah, let's just see, where would we have this? You know, potentially if we're going to have it anywhere even. I mean, I quite like it up there. Again, you know, it's very hard to say because I really am completely, you know, unaware of how I'm going to be cutting this up. So, but actually I quite like it over here. So yeah, let's put it there. Okay, right. Yeah, I'm thinking this is going to be really difficult to actually cut up. I haven't got the foggiest clue, you know, what I'm even planning on doing with this, but I just wanted to make it because I tried it out and thought, oh, you know, that's fun to make. Now, just got a piece that I have no clue what to actually do with. Now, the other thing, very finally, that I had was I've got this leaf stuff, leaf trim, which I used some of this recently in something else. I can't even remember what now, but oops. And again, I know that Martina over at Teal and Tattered, she uses this all the time. And as I say, I've only really used it once and oh my goodness, it's really fiddly to use. So how she uses it all the time is beyond me because I struggled to use it at all because it was so fiddly. But yeah, she kind of seems to get on really well with it. But I just thought some of this might look really pretty. So let me just grab my glue again. Okay. So I'm just going to adhere this a little bit better. Right. Now, when I did this last time, I just kind of dabbed glue, you know, all around all of those leaves, and then a little bit kind of like down that stem as well. So yeah, hopefully. Okay, right. Yeah, very, very fiddly. Like that. Okay, but doesn't that look really pretty? And especially layered up on that other kind of lace. It just has a really gorgeous look, doesn't it? So let's see if we can have some more somewhere else. Okay, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, come on. No, what's going on? It's got kind of bent up where it's been laying around on my desk. Oh, I don't know. I love it against the, you know, this ticking fabric. It's gorgeous, isn't it? But I'm aware that this is becoming very cluttered. But actually, I quite liked it like that on its side. So, oh, gosh. Right. Bit of a tip. If you have this, try not to get it bent up like I have. Oh, because it just then does not want to unbend. Yeah. Completely my own fault. It obviously got kind of bent up while it was on my desk. But, yeah. Now it just looks rubbish. Oh my goodness. Not even so much it looks rubbish, but my gosh, it's really proven very difficult to use. Okay, right. Push that down quickly before it pings back up. Oh my goodness. Come on. Right, again, another how not to. I will come back to that to, yeah, try and kind of glue that down. Probably after the video, but yeah. Right, okay, and after that disaster, Let's just see if we want some more. Okay, it's really pretty in this gorgeous colour pink, isn't it? I know that when Martina uses it, she tends to use the gold. And oh my gosh, I mean, it just looks beautiful how she uses it. She always just makes, you know, everything she makes is lovely. Yeah. But she really, really does make it look pretty when she uses this, I must say. Right. Kind of now thinking, oh, maybe like that. Because I'd said I really liked it against that ticking fabric. So, yeah, if I can kind of like have it next to there, it's just a bonus. Okay. Let's just pop that down there. Oh, how pretty does that look? Yeah, love how that looks. Okay, now do we want any more, or do we think we've got enough of that stuff now? Or perhaps we're not thinking necessarily we've had enough of that stuff, but perhaps you're just thinking you've had enough of watching me play around with this stuff. Okay. So let's just see. Maybe like that, I think. Yeah, maybe just a little bit there. And then probably that's enough of this. Okay. So just pop that one down there, like that. Right, okay. So that is where I'm going to call it quits, I think, for now. Oops. If this is actually adhered to this anyway. And like I say, I will probably then come back at some point and we will make some things from this. You know, probably just some ephemera pieces or whatever. Again, like I say, I've got no clue what I'm actually going to use this for yet. But yeah, hopefully it would be nice to think we're going to use it for something. Not just leave it crumpled at the side of my desk. But yeah, I'm going to just show you kind of the whole length of it because it looks really pretty, and I know that it's, you know, very tricky to see it because it's so huge, but just to kind of show you what it all looks like, what every section looks like, because I mean every section's got a bit of a different kind of thing going on and a bit of a different look to it. So yeah, I really love how it turned out. I hope that you like it. Yeah, like I say, I need to now give it a bit of thought what we're going to actually make with it because I have no clue. And then I will come back and we will do something with this. And I will also try and dig out that other one and we'll do something with that as well. So hope you feel inspired maybe to make one of these huge masterboards yourself. And if you do, you know, maybe post some photographs of it in our Facebook group and things. You know, maybe share what you've done with yours, how you've used yours, whether you cut it into ephemera pieces or, you know, how you used it. And yeah, just, you know, have fun. As always, just the key thing, have loads of fun with your projects. So thank you so much for watching and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks then. Bye.